Did Washington blink? Or is Europe overreacting? Ursula von der Leyen refused to buy into what she called the Russian narrative. Instead of pressuring Kyiv, she said the focus must remain on Vladimir Putin. She argued Moscow's core objectives have failed. Ukraine is closer to Europe, NATO is bigger, and Russia is locked in a grinding war of attrition.
So I think it's extremely important that we do not buy in the Russian narrative. And this has been out too much there. I mean, if we look at the strategic goals and the military goals of Putin, it's a huge failure. He wanted to Russify Ukraine. Ukraine has become European. He wanted to stop NATO. NATO has gotten bigger with Sweden and Finland. He wanted to occupy Ukraine within days or weeks.
The message was clear. Europe, the US, and Ukraine must stay united, tighten economic pressure, and force Putin to the negotiating table. The real question now, who moves first? At the Munich Security Conference, it wasn't just what was said, it was who didn't show up. US Secretary of State Marco Rubio skipped a Berlin format meeting on Ukraine, citing scheduling conflicts, according to the Financial Times. A US official said he was engaged in other Russia-Ukraine discussions in Munich.
The secretary won't be attending the Berlin format meeting on Ukraine given the number of meetings he has happening at the same time. He's engaging on Russia-Ukraine in many of his meetings here in Munich.
European officials were stunned. One called the cancellation insane. Another said the meeting lacked substance without Washington. The timing raised fresh concerns that the US may be recalibrating its role in Europe amid rising transatlantic tensions. Rubio did meet German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, discussing negotiations with Russia, military aid to Kyiv, NATO coordination, and supply chains. On X, Rubio said they focused on ending the war and strengthening US-Europe partnership. He is also set to meet President Volodymyr Zelensky before traveling to Budapest to see Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban. Days earlier, in Brussels, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth skipped a NATO defense ministers' meeting, only the second such absence in recent history. Pentagon Policy Chief Elbridge Colby represented the US, calling for a 3.0 NATO built on partnership rather than dependency. Colby reaffirmed US commitment to Article 5 and extended nuclear deterrence, though in a more limited and focused fashion. The US accounts for over 60% of NATO's $1.59 trillion defense spending, and allies last year agreed to target 5% of GDP. With Washington handing key NATO commands to Europeans and tensions flaring over Greenland and Arctic security, the message is unmistakable. Is America stepping back or demanding Europe step up?